Hello, Mo2 / Stranger Things fans. This is J.A.R. 369, and welcome back for another horror figure review for 31 horror toys in 31 days. Today, I'll be taking a look at the Masters of the Universe X Stranger Things. You get the 2-pack that features Skeletor and the Demogorgon, and He-Man and Vecna. Both are made by Mattel. So take a look at the packaging. You can see these are like interesting packaging. You get on the top, you get He-Man and Skeletor on the top, and on the bottom, upside down, you get the Demogorgon and Vecna right there. On the top, you get the Stranger Things Masters of the Universe logo right there. On the side, you get an artwork image of the Demogorgon and Vecna. On the other side, there's another cool artwork image of He-Man and Skeletor. And on the back here, you can see there's like a cool artwork of this here. And on the very bottom, you can see there's like images of the figures and their accessories. And for Skeletor, there's a bio. Pause the video if you want to read it. And for He-Man and Vecna, pause the video if you want to read it. So that's about it for each of these guys' packaging. Let's take out both figures out of their package. Here are both the 2 packs out of their package. So let's take a look at each of them. So I'm going to start out with He-Man first, since he's the main character. Now take a look at the head sculpt here. Yeah, the head sculpt looks very identical to the original toy from the 80s. Which makes sense because, well, Stranger Things took place in the 80s. But still really not too bad. Not too bad at all. The head sculpt looks good. Pretty good indeed. You get his armor right there, or whatever, his strap here on the back. There's like a little right there for taking off. And you can see the holster for his sword here. But it's bent. I might fix that with hairdryer. And take a look at the whole body here. Well, the body is pretty much exactly the same sculpted body as the other He-Man figures from the Origins lines I reviewed. But there's some shadings in there, like on the abs area there, and the arms right there, including the legs. Take a look at the hands. You can see there's like you get 2 gripping hands for holding on the accessories, and you get the gauntlets there. You get a little fur underwear thing here, a little gold belt right there. Nothing much than legs, but you get the feet right there with some sculpted fur right there and some straps. Nothing much on the feet there. And on the bottom, there's 2 pickles in the bottom of his feet, and there's like a little serial number each foot. So yeah, overall for this figure, it's not too bad. I'd say Mattel did a really great job. So that's it for He-Man. And moving on to his arch nemesis, Skeletor. Well, the head sculpt here is pretty much exactly the same head sculpt as the previous Masters of the Universe. Well, the very first Masters of the Universe Origins Skeletor head. I really wish they could just give him like their classic looking head, you know, the mouth closed. Just like with He-Man. Even though this 2-pack came out first, then He-Man and Vecna. But still really not too bad at all. Not too bad. And you get the little armor here, and on the shoulder pads are pretty warped. So I might fix that again with a hairdryer. The arms look the same. The arms are very much exactly the same as previous Skeletor figures. You get a little loincloth thing here, and there's also like the fur underwear there. You get the crossbones right there. You get to see some sculpted muscles on there. And it's a bit like a little bit of dark sky blue, because come on, Stranger Things. Yeah, and the boots, nothing much. Some sculpted details there as well. And on the bottom, there's 2 pickles in the bottom of his feet, and there's a serial number on his left foot there as well. And take a look at the hands. You get 1 hand for holding on the accessories, the other hand, well, doing a dramatic pose. But overall, for this figure, it's pretty good. They did really not too bad job, even though it was reissued, but still, really not too bad. So that's about it for the He-Man characters. Now moving on to the Stranger Things characters, like the Demogorgon. The Demogorgon, I'd say this is the only way you had to get this figure. But look at this. I'd say they did really a great job with his head sculpt here. Looks creepy. You get the teeth all over the mouth here. And you get the armor right there, which I'm pretty sure is exactly the same as Beastman's armor. And you get the normal Motu Origins body here. You get the arm pads there on each side. And take a look at the hands. You can see some monstrous looking hands here. You can see the gauntlets there. And you get the little fur underwear with the belt right there. And you can see the knees are a bit bent because when I try to stand him up, he tends to fall down. But just for the review, and as you can see, he's a bit tall. You see, it's a bit taller than other Masters Origins figures. Yeah, take a look at the feet there. You get the little creepy feet there, and you can see some sculpted fur, I would say. And on the bottom, there's 2 pegals in the bottom of its feet, and some serial numbers there as well. Overall, for this Demogorgon figure, yeah, I'm very happy to have this figure. I say they did really a great job. Yeah, this Demogorgon figure looks pretty good. So that's it for the Demogorgon. And lastly, we got the main villain of season 4, Vecna. Well, take a look at Vecna here. The head sculpt looks good. Looks exactly like how he is in the TV show. You get the little tentacles wrapped on his right there, and you get the missing nose, the eyes, and you can see the teeth right there. And you get the little crab thing here. You get all of the veins right there, or wood vines. Get the teeth right there, all over the armor. And you get this little tentacles thing, which they are removable, but if you want them without them, that's up to you. And you get the arms right there, some sculpted fur there. And take a look at the hands. You can see one hand holding on the set. You get like one hand looks like a humanoid hand, while the other hand looks like a monstrous hand. Which makes sense because originally Vecna was a human in season 4 and then later turns into a horrifying monster. Take a look at the legs here. You can see it's just the usual Masters of the Universe legs here. We get the fur underwear again and the belt buckle right there. And the feet are a bit different from the Demogorgon here. And on the bottom there's 2 pegals and a serial number on the bottom there. Overall, for the Vecna figure, yeah, I'd say they did a really great job. Yeah, not too bad on this figure. Overall, really great. Now moving on to articulation. They all have head rotation there, a little bit of ball joint. The arms do go fully rotate and does go in and out. Bend at the elbows, rotate. Wrist do rotate, hinge. Waist rotation, legs kick forward and back, in and out. Bend at the knees, and upper boot rotation a little bit. Ankles to go pivot forward back, and ankle pivot side to side. So yeah, just a standard Motu Origins. You can still give them some decent amount of pose abilities. For accessories, they all have several accessories. Oh, there he goes. For the 2-pack of Skeletor and Demogorgon, Skeletor does come with the staff and the sword here, which is pretty interesting. Is because like, I mean, he does hold the staff very well, but for the sword, how does he hold it? I don't know why they didn't include like the alternate hand where he's for holding on the accessory. I just don't know why. Yeah, I might leave the staff on. And for the Demogorgon, he does come with this little weapon with the Dungeons and Dragon dice here, which is pretty cool. And you get the flame effects there, which are removable, just like so. It has some rotation there. Interesting. So let's try to put it on its hands here. There we go. Oh, there we go. And for this 2-pack of He-Man and Vecna, for He-Man, he does come with 3 accessories. He does come with his power sword here, the battle axe, and of course his shield with a little demon right there on his face here. Now you can easily put it on his hands like so. Come on. Well, never mind, but still. There we go. You can either which weapons you want to add, like this, like the He-Man, the battle sword here, just like so. I might display him with him and the battle axe, just like that. There we go. And for Vecna, he does come with this little grandfather clock weapon here with some flames attached to it. Looks pretty cool, I would say. You could put it on his which hands you have. Oh, and the Demogorgon here fell off. There we go. Now you have the Demogorgon ready. Well, everyone ready to fight for He-Man. Well, He-Man's ready. Let me just put on the back right there. Yep. But overall for this 2-pack, I say this 2-pack looks pretty cool. Yeah, I'm very happy to get each of them on clearance. Well, I got the Demogorgon and Skeletor for like almost $18. And I got the He-Man and Vecna 2-pack for like $10. That was on clearance. Well, I'm pretty sure they're not available anywhere else, including online. I know they're Target exclusive, but yeah, they're really, since they're on sale, like since I got them cheaper, I'm pretty sure they're all sold out. But it's really good. I really finally got them. Hopefully, maybe if you find ones, hopefully you'll find these 2-pack on eBay for a reasonable price. Well, I do recommend getting these 2-pack. The He-Man and Vecna looks pretty cool, and the Skeletor Demogorgon are pretty cool. Yeah, I definitely do recommend them. Or if you wanted just the Stranger Things characters and Masters in He-Man form, then I would get the Demogorgon and Vecna separately. Probably lose on eBay for like a reasonable price, like I said, and with all the accessories attached to it. For my rate, I'm gonna give these figures I'll give all of them a 9 out of 10 for me. I hope you enjoyed my review. If you did, please consider like, comment, share, and subscribe if you're new to my channel, and follow me on Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky. All 3 links will be in the description down below. That's all I have to say. This is the Masters of the Universe X Stranger Things 2-pack of Skeletor, He-Man, the Demogorgon, and Vecna figures made by Mattel. And this is J.A.R. 369. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next horror figure review for 31 horror toys in 31 days.